don't know if we'll ever get there or how long it would take to get there, because people do love to drive, right? Some people love to drive, they don't want to give up their car, they don't want to give up driving, period. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the future. All right,
Oh
but
dear.
safety is definitely one of the benefits. Efficiency also. We have a lot of problems where it cause traffic jams, or you always have that one person in your lane that you're trying to pass, but you just can't pass them because they're driving so slowly. Or we're at a red light and it turns green and it's been 5 seconds and the person still hasn't moved, right? Because they're looking at their phone or whatever.
That's not safe.
It's definitely an issue. If you have traffic moving all together, all at the same speed, right, chances are you are going to have much more efficient traffic. It shouldn't. It's, Studies have shown that you could save a lot of time on the road. You could save a lot of energy. Some of you will, again, find that information when you are doing your research for the paper. But a lot of studies do show that efficiency would go up through the use of autonomous vehicles. And then you have accessibility. There are people who can't drive. They may be too young, too old, they may have a disability. Maybe they don't have a driver's license for whatever reason. Maybe their driver's license was taken away.
Oh no.
Maybe they don't have the money to pay for insurance, which means that they can't drive, at least not legally. Whatever the reason is, having autonomous vehicles available for things like a robo-taxi or a ride-share, that could open up accessibility where it doesn't exist currently. All right, so that could be a benefit. There are challenges, technical challenges are out there. We have all these sensors, but sometimes the sensors don't work. It might be too dark, or there might be a sun glare, or it might be snowing. Right? There's all kinds of weather issues that can cause autonomous vehicles to not work properly. There could just be regular old technical issues where something breaks, or the software has a bug, or maybe the bandwidth goes out, right? Like autonomous vehicles depend on GPS, they depend on bandwidth from either, 5G is beneficial, but even 4G sometimes is too slow. So you could have technical issues just with bandwidth, you could have technical issues with compression. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. And if something goes wrong, then that could be a serious issue where the cars will either just stop because they get confused, or they don't have enough information to continue, or you could have an accident.
Oh no.
Stuff can happen when things go wrong, so that's a big challenge. There's issues with regulations or lack of regulations. Many states still do not have any laws on the book when it comes to autonomous vehicles. Now that may change in the near future. The next administration coming in has indicated that they want to help autonomous vehicle companies by relaxing regulations, by making it easier for these cars to get on the road to do whatever they need to do. Could that be helpful in getting to a goal of the highest level of automation when it comes to autonomous vehicles? It could. What is the highest level, by the way, of autonomous vehicles? Level what is what everyone's shooting for?
5.
Five.
Level
Definitely level 5.
Right? So there's 6 levels going from 0 to 5. 5 is the highest level. That's when everything works perfectly no matter what the situation, right? No matter where you're located, no matter what time of the day, no matter what the weather is, the autonomous vehicle will work perfectly. Right? That's a level 5. We don't have a level 5 car.
Mm-mm.
All right, we have
Not
level
yet.
4 that we can all use. Right? We looked at locations, whether it's California or Arizona, Texas. Right? We can go and get a ride in a level 4 car today, but we can't buy one.
No.
All right, the highest level that we can buy is level 3. That was the Mercedes-Benz S-Class and EQS, which costs over $100,000. Right? And it only works in 2 states, right? At least legally. And that would be Nevada and California. There's lots of level 2 cars that you can buy, including Teslas. All right, so there are autonomous vehicles out there, but there's not a lot of regulations still. There's still a lot of states where there's no regulations on the books.
Should have.
That's an issue, that's a challenge. Public acceptance is also an issue or a challenge because about half the population right now, they don't trust autonomous vehicles. When I asked the class how many of you would get into an autonomous vehicle if they were made available in Philadelphia, most of you did not raise your hand. And that's okay, right? You would probably want to know more about autonomous vehicles before you trust your life to a machine.
Yep.
And that's totally understandable. About half the public is just like you. All right, there's also ethical issues, which we'll look at the end, but let's talk about economic impacts first. Right now, there's about 5 to 7 million people just in the U.S. whose job it is to drive. Right? So if you get to a level 5 with autonomous vehicles, that's a lot of jobs that could disappear overnight.